Alright, welcome everyone. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to actually create a character. Recently I showed you how to create or how to add your character to the spreadsheet, but I didn't actually show you guys the process of creating a character. So we're just gonna get ahead with the two main rules. The main rules are you need permission from the player of the nation to create a character inside it, and two, you aren't allowed to create a character or play a nation in the new world if you don't get permission from a high rank mod. Now, if we get into the creation process right here, we're just gonna create a random name. It's not really that important. I'm just gonna skip ahead of that, and we're gonna pick a nation. Right? I already have. You see the map I have right now is focus on this region. So we're gonna choose Great Milkia, and we're also gonna need to add the culture that we want to play as. So again, you have to ask what the culture name is, so it's not added wrongly to the spreadsheet. But I'm pretty sure it's something around the lines of this. Yeah, that's definitely not. Yeah, that's definitely not true. But just imagine that's this culture name. It's not really that important. It's not like an actual character. Just know you have to enter culture. That's basically the only important thing. So for jobs, we have a lot of different things to choose from, but I'm just gonna pick say just merchant at the moment, because it's not really part of the process of creating a character. If you're creating a character, you already have picked a job, so that's not really part of the process, as I already said. So we're just gonna skip ahead of listing a lot of them. So then the age, most of the time you'll probably pick a character in his like 20s, because that makes your character live longer, since culture or race doesn't affect the age a character can have. It's just the human age that the characters are based off of. So most of the characters will live until like their 80s, maybe their hundreds. If you get lucky, your character can actually live until 140, but that's really rare. So your character will most likely make it to like the 80s. Then the stat allocation is pretty interesting, because there are actually many stats that kind of do the same thing, because they don't have a specified definition of what they affect. Rulership, for example, usually affects annexing vassals, as for example a king. If you have a vassal, you need to roll for them to accept it, and you can boost that roll depending on what your rulership stat is. And it's that way you have a more likely chance that it actually goes through. And then so we're just gonna put that, actually no, let's just put that on 0. Actually, it's not important for a merchant. So then to charisma. Charisma is for usually convincing people to do something. It helps you with, say, roles to get legitimacy as a nation, or centralization. But as a merchant, it can help you convince people to trade with you. Although trade is usually done for the business stats, but we're gonna do that later. So we're just gonna put that on 2. So we're just gonna have a bit of that. Then for the tactics, it's usually affects traveling somewhere, or in battles. You can, if your character has a high land tactic stat or a high sea tactic stat, you can use them actually as a general or an admiral, if you play as the job general or admiral. But as a merchant, it's more important for if you want to travel somewhere to trade. So we're just gonna put land tactics at 2 and sea tactics at 2. And then tactics in total is just a total of these two stats, so you're just gonna add it up to 4. Then intrigue is usually for assassination, so if you want to assassinate someone, you tell it to Soup. He is someone that he usually does assassinations, and when you try to assassinate someone, you compare each other's intrigues, and they will affect the assassination rolls, and in the end it would look something like, where's the channel? Here. So you would see here the +4 that and the +6, that's intrigue, and you would see they would be rolling against each other. This is most like the attacker. This is the defender. You saw the defender got a higher result, and then again here the attacker got a lower result than the defender. So the defender won this assassination attempt, and the assassin, or the person that was trying to assassinate someone, was shown. So as a merchant, you're not really gonna assassinate anyone, so you're gonna put that at 0. And business is for merchants is really important, because you obviously want to convince to trade with people or convince them, and trade is usually done through business rules, so that's gonna make you money. So we're just gonna put businesses for. So now if you can all of the sets together, it results to a 10, which is the highest amount of points you can allocate to your stats. And then you will, as I showed in the other video, you will add it to the spreadsheet, which then gives you the final stats. This is just the stats you allocate by yourself, because the job you choose actually affects your final stats you have in the end. And yeah, then now you successfully created a character. The max amount of points you can allocate to one stat is 4, and now you have created your entire character, and now you just need to add them to your spreadsheet.